shall win. My teacher, my pride.
Good to see you. Good afternoon to you. Do you want to set up first? Do you want to set up? Do you want to paste anything on the board, or you're ready?
Yes, I'll put my
Please open your PowerPoint slides. Good afternoon. Please state your name and the class you'll be taking.
Okay, I am Karimat Quadri.
Prof, your question?
Well, I'll be taking SS1 class.
Okay.
Informal letter, but depicting them writer's address.
Oh, good. You have answered my question.
Karimot, M-O-T, hence it.
Okay.
Writer's address.
Yes, writer's address.
Topic.
Your question, Dr. Chin.
Objectives, please.
Objective is for them to state, give samples of informal letters, and then ability to write their address very well. Then the last objective is for them to identify errors that they may likely commit while writing the address based on QUEMA.
Based on?
QUEMA is an acronym in WAEC for marking essay writing
Gotcha.
and others.
Okay. Your slide does say adverbs there. Okay, let's start your time and let's get to it.
While I do that, I would like you all to write your address. I want to see the way you arrange it properly while I do some writings on the board. Okay, are we done?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Pens down. All pens down. Good morning, class.
Good morning.
How has the day been?
Pretty good.
Good. Before we go into today's topic, can we have a rundown on what we did last week on informal letter? The steps. What are the steps involved in informal letter? Can we have you? Bimbo.
Salutation can be informal.
Okay. Tolani. Okay. All right. Akim. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Yeah, move it. Okay. Give me a step in the formal letter. The first one, informal. What was the first step? Writer's address. Good. Thank you. Bravo. You've all tried. So today we want to look at the writer's address. We've been able to understand what the steps involved in our informal letter. We all know that we write informal letters are written to parents, to friends. Okay, so you want to say something. Okay, there are letters you also write to your pen friends. Good, that's nice. Clap for yourself. Good. So let's continue. When you're writing your writer's address, there are some things you need to understand. Let's come down here. Okay, we have two different types of letters. Now I want to look at the addresses that I told you to write. Let me see the way you wrote your own. Okay, good. Okay. So I'm going to return your papers back and I'll continue. Now, this is called the writer's address. When you're having your writer's address, without wasting too much time, the first line of the writer's address should be the name of the streets. Now, when you're writing streets, you don't need to put street road, or you put street crescent, or you put street avenue. You pick one. Is that you use crescent, or you use avenue, or you use road. Then the next line is going to be where that street is, the locality, where we have the name of the street. Then the next one will now still be continuation of the road, then you have the states. Let me just run it up by telling you that a writer's address comes in two sentences. We know every sentence begins with capital letter and ends with full stop. Now, your first sentence begins from this 5 up to this state where you have a full stop. The second sentence starts from second up to 2001 where we have another full stop, making two sentences. Okay, so this is how you arrange your writer's address. Then you put your state. Now, I want you to know something. We are basically on the errors you may likely commit while writing your address. Now, if you have this, okay, let me put something on the board. Let me say I have 4 Jaye Road. Let me put Ikorodu, Lagos State, to January 2001. Now, who can tell me what is wrong with this address? Anybody? Ademoye Bimbo. Okay, alright, you want
Lagos doesn't have an S.
Where?
Lagos State. You've missed out
Good.
the S from
So,
Lagos
because
State.
there is no S, it means you missed your spelling. So, we're going to ring here. Based on Kuema, we'll ring here. Then any other thing, can find that thing. Ademoye Bimbo, can you help us out?
January is not lowercase.
Okay, yeah. January is not in the uppercase. That means you didn't begin it with capital letter. So we ring it, and that takes another minus half. This is minus half. Before you know it, your marks keeps going off. If you look at this, at the end of row, there should be a comma. At the end of Ikorodu, you should have a comma. But since you don't have any of these, we keep ringing. We keep ringing. There should be a full stop here. There should be a comma here. We ring it. There should be another full stop here. We ring it. By the time you count all the half marks, it does something we call mechanical accuracy under Poema. By the time we have 20 rings, you are off.
Thank you very much. Professor, everybody, can we have your comments, please?
Okay. Karimot.
Yes, sir.
Yes. I noticed that it's a very short lesson. The board work is okay. Board management is all right. I'm not sure you use your slides.
I thought I said.
Okay. But let me just point out quickly, you are very confident. You introduced very well. You brought in the pictures. Your slides are okay. But mechanical accuracy, a few ones I noticed. In the address, 5 Teacher and Wayne Street,
Okay.
you wrote the date as second lowercase
Small
m.
case mode.
It's never done. There's a total language, it's a different meaning.
Yes, sir.
That's there. What else? Then here, maybe it was deliberate or it was to point out the error. If it was lowercase m there, it was also lowercase j here. But we take that because you are trying to correct us
Yes, sir.
in the doing of the work. Then you had this one as English language as the title, as the subject for the day.
Yes, sir.
And then informal letters, the writer's address. I'm not sure English language like this is okay, it's okay, but writer's address may not be lowercase a.
So stand as a topic entirely.
His writer's address is the topic for the day.
No.
It's not.
Yeah,
Are you saying
I'm
it's not?
treating informal letter, but basically looking at writer's address and the errors that may be likely in it.
Yeah, maybe I'm wrong. This A as address should have been capital A because it's a subtopic. That does not remove it from being a topic.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, Prof. Dr. Chindu, your comments, please.
Okay. Well done,
Okay, ma'am.
Ms. Quadri. Thank you for taking this class. Thank you for the way you were also, you tried to make it a very interactive lesson involving, we started out by giving out the sheets for the learners to write their addresses so that they could check. But I'm not sure you came back to check on that, but you just have 5 minutes, so that's not a problem.
Yes, ma'am.
In addition to the, so well done for doing that.
Thank you, ma'am.
In addition to the things that Prof had mentioned, I look at these 2 addresses, said this is informal, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So what would a formal look like if this is informal? I wasn't so sure about what that would be.
Different, yeah.
Yes, so maybe at least such a thing. Let's have it side by side. We will talk informal letters. If we write an address like this in an informal letter, would it also suffice when it's a formal letter? Just asking.
All right.
And the other one is a very minor thing, but I see it. You need to dot your I's.
Yes.
So please dot the I. English, dot the I. Dot it.
Yes, ma'am.
In the writer's address, as in gone to.
In English, they start with that.
And in English at the top.
Yes. Please just, sometimes there are some of those little things and it just becomes the way for someone teaching the subject, then one has to be very careful. But well done.
Thank you, ma'am.
It was a lesson that was quite interactive, and I want to just take note of these things. All right, thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Chinedu. Thank you very much, Mrs. Quadri. Always good to see you. I like the fact when you were clear about your instructions, you gave us a task to do after a while. You said pens down. You were able to pass across some accurate information. Again, maybe I'm a bit challenged with the topic. I think rather than have this as a standalone topic, it's just a case of something that would be incorporated within letter writing. And I think if good examples are shown, and the marking, which you never got on to show us what Koema means, put the acronym that you were saying, put it on the board, please. Let me just see. You never did quite get onto that, even though it was part of your objectives. Oh, amazing. I spelled it correctly. Coema, yeah, that's exactly what I wrote here as well. Okay, good. So the task was accurate.
Dot your I's.
Accuracy.
Mechanical. I'm sure there'll be an I there somewhere.
Yes, expression, organization.
Aha. Dot your I's and cross your T's. At least you're crossing your T's. Just a case of dotting your I's. So you had this rubric that you wanted them to use. You didn't get on to introducing it. So there was a question of time. I could see you were going to struggle for time even from your start.
Yes.
And that was because you'd started what I call a silent start, and then you came back, oh gosh, they said we should be giving them a task, and then you gave us a task. So I just feel the whole lesson for me could have been, you see, what you've shown me here is a starter. This is something that, you see, if you do this at the start of 3 or 4 lessons whilst you're doing informal letters, they will get this part of it without you having to really stop to teach it. That's just the kind of thing that concerns me. Because we're always trying to look for ways, 1, to make our classes interesting, and 2, to save time. And I'm not too sure you've factored that in. I can see this happening in a real life situation, and the students would be like, yeah, but I learned how to, because you said this is a what? SS1 lesson. I bet if I open a year 5 lesson, how to write an address will be there. Yes or no? I'm asking a question, yes or no? I've changed it into a question. What do you think? If I open a year 5 book, would I see this in a year 5 book, how to write your address properly, or how to write an address properly?
I don't think so.
It will be there.
It's SS2.
That's in Nigeria that we've turned it into SS2. They've been writing letters since they were in primary school, essays.
Yeah.
So I can't see the reason why you'd have to.
Informal letters, primary school curriculum.
Aha. So at least in the British curriculum, I know that it's there. Okay.
It's in the Nigerian curriculum.
You see, even in the Nigerian curriculum.
Write a letter to your friend.
Yeah. So I don't see this as something that we would stop on and say, this is the objective. So that's my main quibble with the lesson. But try not to spoon feed so much. So for example, you mentioned something to do with road, avenue, street. That came from you. You could have said Ikorodu Road. Apart from Ikorodu Road, okay, I know Ikorodu Road is a real road, but supposing it wasn't road, what else? How else could it end? It could be Ikorodu, starting with an A, avenue, starting with an S, street. So try not to let everything come from you, because when you do that, it's too much telling, it's too much spoon feeding. I'll stop my comments there, and I'd say, well done, you presented it well, but it's just the lesson from the start. I don't want to say the Yoruba proverb that, you know, sometimes when you see the load, you say, the load on the person said it's bent. You say, no, but it's from the bottom, it's from the planning. You got it?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Doctor's not here, so if you have a question for us, you can ask a question for us. No? All right, thanks for your time.
Teacher, we, my teacher, my pride.